Welcome to Beyond the Footprints, our podcast where we talk about Bigfoot, Sasquatch, cryptids, and other strange happenings in the woods. My name is Stu Johnson. I'm from Squatchcon, Idaho. I got my partner with me.
Brandon Hoffines with squatchnut.com. Guys, we have got a awesome podcast scheduled for you guys today. And if you're watching on the YouTube channel, you're going to be able to see just a little bit of our background. And guys, I am super stoked to have with us today Jonathan Easley with Western Bigfoot Exploration. This guy is legit. He's a really good friend of mine. He just got back from a really cool trip, and he brought me a little gift, which was pretty awesome. It's like glass jar that's got actually the sand and the dirt and everything from the Patterson-Gilman.
Oh yeah.
So
That
yeah,
is
I just put
fantastic.
together right out there on the trackway, right where Patty walked, that Patterson-Gimlin film and that sand. To be honest, it's a little hardened, but once you dig it up a little bit, it's just like it was in 1967. So I got a big old bag of it and put it together. Brandon kicked off Squatch Juice, and as a kind of congratulations, I decided to kind of put little something together for him.
Man, I really appreciate that, and that means a lot. It really does. So thank you. We both, all three of us, Stu, Jonathan, and myself, we are drinking right now the Squatch Juice. So if you guys don't know what it is, cheers, man.
Cheers.
Cheers, Stu.
Hey, cheers to you guys. Boom.
Boom. So, guys, Squatch Juice is new. It's only been out for about 2 weeks. It is a very healthy and very good energy drink that's got less than 1 gram of sugar in it, 3 calories, and it's got the supplements in it to help you with your mind and your focus and to keep that just as sharp as a pen. So, honestly, guys, it's really, really good. Jonathan just tried it. What was your first experience?
I was a little bit scared because it's got the pineapple in it, and a lot of times those products have like an aftertaste to them, but this thing has no aftertaste. It's real smooth, no bitterness to it or anything like that, and it's just really good. It's really good, really refreshing too. So that's my honest opinion, not from like a sales standpoint or anything like that.
Stu, I mean, same with you, right?
Well, yeah, it's a great pre-workout. I tried it, of course, in the morning when I was getting ready for my burpees. It got me through my 100 burpees that day, and then I drank some more afterwards because then I was thirsty, of course. So,
well, there you go. And then, honestly, you're gonna be able to use this when you're out exploration, right? Exactly. Or exploring and trying to find Patty or Patty's best friend, and that's the reason why I kind of wanted to create it as well. Is I wanted something that when I'm hunting or I'm out hiking, I want something that is going to be able to give me the energy that I need and then give me the vitamins that I need, along with the focus, because a lot of this other stuff that you see out there, I'm not going to name names, is not healthy for you.
No, exactly.
So, but we're going to sit here and we're going to drink our Squatch Juice while you tell us a little bit about what you just got back from.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I just got back from the Bluff Creek area, and that place is in Humboldt / Del Norte County. And I go up there once a year, usually with a group of friends. And these same friends, we've been going up there. They've been going up there for years. I've been joining them. I think I've been going up there for like 5 years straight. And when I go, it's like for anywhere from 4 days to a week and a half. And, sometimes we walk out with some amazing stories, and sometimes we walk out with absolutely nothing, just a camping trip. And, this time, I guess I sounds like I maybe missed the action by a couple days, because there was a lady in our group who claimed that she had a pretty vivid sighting just before I got there, like a couple days before. But unfortunately, we got there and, we didn't hear anything. It was a really quiet weekend, both wildlife wise and especially Bigfoot wise. There was nothing that we heard that was weird or suspicious like that. But we did a lot of exploring, and it was really cool. Went on a few hikes to a place called No-Go Valley. There's a place where Survivor Man actually went up to, and there was a particular lake that we went to that he was in the Survivor Man Bigfoot episode, where he goes up in the Humboldt. I think he titled it Willow Creek or something like that. But yeah, he's way back there. That's one thing that I did learn. He did actually go way back into a really neat place. He wasn't just on the side of the road, like it kind of looks like maybe when you watch that episode. So we were in that same place, camped in that same area a couple nights, and all we saw was a couple of deer. But yeah, it was really cool time.
Who did you meet up there?
Okay, so there are a few guys. Their names are kind of known around the internet. If you look for them, there's Tate Hieronymus, no relation to Bob Hieronymus. So yeah, Tate Hieronymus, spelled differently. He's been a researcher for a few years now, and I've been a friend of his for a few years. And yeah, I went and met him up there. A guy named Ron Reed. He's a fellow researcher. He's been up there doing this thing for years, everywhere from Wisconsin. Now those two guys are from the other side of the country. Tate drives from Florida, and Ron drives from Wisconsin. So it's kind of funny because we have our cars lined up when we meet up there, and everybody's license plates like from a different state. You know, there's like one or two California plates, and the rest are all like Idaho, Wisconsin, Florida. I think it's a couple other places like Oregon. I also met, Robert Lederman, who's an author of the Bluff Creek Project book. And if you haven't read that, it's really interesting. It has to do with the journey of rediscovery is what it's entitled. And, this is a group of guys. I meet up with the Bluff Creek Project guys, including Robert Lederman. So these guys, what they did is they tried to re-find the Patterson-Gimlin film site because it had been lost for a long time. There were a couple guys that met up at a conference, Stephen Strifford and a guy named Ian Carton. They started talking like, where do you think this site is? And then Cliff Barackman jumped into the equation too, and they all had their theories over where it is. This involved like walking way up the creek and into all these places and looking at tree stumps. And for a book about that, it is very entertaining because there are a lot of side stories and a lot of weird things that happened to these guys up there during that. So they found the Patterson-Gimlin film site again. They have it all charted out. And if you ever want to go to that film site, you got to get a hold of the Bluff Creek Project guys. Probably just hit them up through Facebook or something like that. But they're all cool guys. I met up with all these people, and yeah,
that's pretty awesome. So we're actually going to play a clip real quick.
Okay.
So if you're watching on YouTube, you're going to be able to see this. If you're not going to be watching this on YouTube and you're listening in your car, what we're going to do is show the clip, and then you're going to be able to hear the gentleman speaking and what they're going to be speaking about. And then what we're going to do is then talk a little bit about what Jonathan was able to witness with these guys. Because I'm telling you right now, this evidence of Bigfoot or Sasquatch is unprecedented, and like there's really nothing out there like this. So we're going to go ahead and play that clip right here, right now, and then we're going to talk a little bit about it.
If it ever happens again, cutting the print in half with like a shovel and seeing from the midpoint of the print back was flat, but then going towards the snow went down, and it was just you can see a little bit in the pictures, but not much. But you can see when you see it in real life, the toes go down and then they come up, and then you see the drag points in the snow. And it's like that's not something that if someone's faking it, you're gonna make you're gonna make the drag points and the toes go deeper than the heel.
Maybe I'm leading you a little bit here, but would you say it did kind of like a pulling motion with its forefoot and a push off with the forefoot?
It went off like this and then just drug the toes. So the snow, when it went into the snow, the top of the snow was like this, so it was like this, and it drags it out.
Yeah, you know where else you see that clearly? The Patterson-Gimlin film.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can see that the foot go just like this, lift up, and as it pushes off, it does that kind of sort of grip. So.
Okay, here we go. I knew how to do.
I mean, wow. Guys, that is some insane footage. You guys can watch that whole entire film on Jonathan's channel, Western Bigfoot Exploration on YouTube. Find it, search for it. It's the latest one that he just updated or uploaded. You're not going to want to miss this. The footprints, guys, I am telling you right now, are so distinct that there is no denying what we just witnessed and what we just saw.
And it's not like there's only 2 or 3 of them either.
No.
It's a long line of them. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, right? Because there's always people like, why is there only one footprint, right? Not here. You have a whole slew of them. And the impression that they put into the snow, that took a lot of weight to push all the way down to the road. That's what, 4 or 5 inches?
Correct. Yeah. 4 or 5 inches. And these gentlemen, when they were trying to stand on it, they'd go down 1 to 2 inches. So about half that. So what Todd was kind of saying was he's about 200. I think he said 205, 210, something like that. So he figures it was maybe double the weight.
That's insane.
So yeah, those are some other people I met up with. I guess we were trying to segue into that. Yeah, I had met Todd a year ago at Bluff Creek as well, and he was just kind of camping out at Louse Camp, and we struck up conversation with him. He had his own set of stories. He goes up there often, so he knows the area well. Now, when you meet someone, you talk to them, you start hearing their stories, you can kind of tell if they're the embellishing type, if maybe they're making stories up. He had no stories to make up, and out of all the years he's been up there, he had a few observations and strange stories, and he was legit. So in April, I got these pictures on my phone sent to me, and they're like, "Remember Todd? These are from Todd." And I'm like, "No way!" As soon as I saw the prints, I'm like, "This guy's, one, he's not going to hoax them. Two, they can't be hoaxed once you look at the prints and the way they were." And they took footage as they showed up before they walked on there. So you just have that trackway going up, turning around, and coming back. And it was on a place called the Go Road, which is a asphalt road that takes you way back into the wilderness, and they were the first ones up there. And I was listening to, it was kind of a funny correlation with that. I was just listening to the this podcast, Beyond the Footprints, with Dr. Meldrum. And when he was talking about the prints that he looked up, that Paul Freeman had showed him, he said, he thinks that they were one of the first people that were up there that could go that far up the road. He thinks that some younger guys that made the discovery, I think at first, something like that, scared it off. They were the first vehicle to go up that far in the season. So that's twice that there's pristine footprints. That's twice that I can think of that there are pristine footprints in an area that was blocked off by snow. And the first vehicles that go up there make this giant discovery. So there's a little correlation I just kind of heard on the way over here.
When you're talking about that, and you actually listened to that podcast, was it the one that we had Cliff and everybody on?
No, this is the one that was only Dr. Meldrum.
Just Dr. Meldrum. Yeah. Okay. So there's another one that we had. Then we had everybody on there who's going to be at SquatchCon this week. Mm-hmm. And they were talking about, Cliff brought it up, and it was so precise and it was so good that there's always little pieces of the puzzle, right? And you can't see the picture by just looking at one of the pieces of the puzzle. And what you were just describing is a piece of the puzzle, but all of a sudden you start looking at all of these other pieces and you start putting it together. You start to see a really good defined picture of what you just described.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's insane.
I always try to look for those little things. It's like, when do you want to go into these areas? Well, a good time to go would be right as the snow's clearing and, to be that first vehicle up there.
Yep. I take this with everything, and the reason why I bring this up is I have gotten so many people who have come to me and said, it's not real. There is no such thing as Bigfoot. If there was, we would see it. And it's like, you know what? The evidence is so, it's so eye-opening, and it's there, and it's so exclusive that you can't deny it. Mm-hmm. But people aren't willing to look at the evidence. People aren't willing to look at the individual pieces of the puzzle to put that picture together. And so they want to deny it. And the thing is guys, when you look at everything that all of these professional researchers, scientists, exploration people like Jonathan here has put together, there is no denying that these things do exist.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It just comes back to it, right? It's like, well, they're all blurry pictures. Guys, every time that you take a picture of an elk or a deer and it surprises you and you're out hunting or you're hiking, it's never clear. Like you're not prepared for that. So no, I really appreciate everything that you do. I love your channel. I love the information that you're putting out there, because this is a little bit different of a film than what you've done before.
Correct. Yeah, this was I'm just telling of someone's encounter, showing their footage and kind of giving them a platform. They had been on Cliff and Bobo's podcast, and they had been on the Bigfoot Society podcast, but there's just nothing like seeing them describe with their hands what they saw the footprints do, for example. Yeah. And when you see the enthusiasm on their face, when they're telling you what they saw, it's like that it's almost like
It's genuine.
there's more information. Yeah, exactly. Like
Oh
like
yeah, it
Doug,
jumps right out when you're watching the video. It just jumps right out at you. The genuineness, I guess, would be a good word.
Sincerity. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Doug, the gentleman that was in that video, wasn't a total believer in the subject. He had a little bit of interest and thought, this could be real. And he pulled up on that trackway, and you see him say in the video, he goes, "Oh my gosh, there could be something to this. This is big." And now he's got the Bigfoot hat on, So he's totally. I told him, "Oh man, I feel bad for you almost, because now you're sucked in. Now these things are out there. That nothing can make that trackway that you saw other than Bigfoot." And then, you're done for. You're going to be spending all your camping trips out here, spending money on stuff, technology, just trying to find something like this again.
Yep. Well, like you were even saying, we had you on a previous episode, and you were saying like you spent thousands of dollars trying to find them one more time because you've had one experience, had one encounter, and it's just money, and exploration, and all this time and energy, and you haven't been able to find it again, but you're still wanting to do it, right?
Yeah,
because that passion's there.
Imagine like you saw a bear in the forest and some generic like that, and they're telling you, these things don't exist, and you absolutely know they. So you're like set out. You're like, I got to show the world that these things do exist. These absolutely exist. You become hellbent, and it's kind of where I'm at. And then it's almost like a tease, because you go out there and you do hear these strange sounds, knocking, vocalizations, things like that, and it just when you start to like almost lose interest, it just pulls you right in. And that's the whole thing behind it. I'm just going to keep doing this till I die. I don't know if I'll ever have an experience again. Will I ever film one? Probably not. Who knows? But I'm going to keep trying.
And you got to keep trying, because if you don't, then you know for certain you're not.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you got to keep going out, and we're going to go out. We keep talking about it.
I know the summer's like carrying on, and stuff keeps popping up. So yeah, but eventually we'll go out there. Yeah, that's why Bigfoot's so safe, because people have families and kids, and have to go to school functions, and they can't spend all their time out there in the woods.
Well, we keep talking about, hey, we want to go out. Let's figure out when we can go. Remember George? So you guys remember George's story where he was in the Owyhees and he actually took a photo of a couple of these Bigfoots out in this canyon, right? Well, we've been trying to get a hold of George because we want to go out there to do an investigation. And Jonathan's like, hey, man, can you go out? Hey, when can you do it? When can you do it? And I'm like, gosh, I just started a new job, and we've got SquatchCon coming up, and we have got so much that we have got to get done. I don't know when we're going to be able to get it done, but we got to get it done soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
absolutely, yeah.
I mean, before the snow flies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. Even if the snow does fly, we can still go out there.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know the terrain very well, but I'm down to go.
He said you could take a truck out to where he was, and then we could take the drone out. We can then look for it and see what we can see. Maybe take some pictures. I don't know. Stu, you down? You coming with us?
As you know, it kind of depends on when it is. Because I'm in that same boat, putting on SquatchCon, getting a new job going. There's always one more thing you gotta take that keeps you from going out in the wilds where you actually want to be.
That's right. If we can only just like, I don't know, wave a magic wand and then all of a sudden get like 1 million followers that are helping us with this cause, then we could go out and we could do this full time, right?
Full-time squatchers, yeah. That's the
goal. Ooh, I like it.
Full-time squatchers.
Full-time squatchers.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the new channel. Full-time squatchers.
There you go.
There you go. So that would be kind of fun. So, but we do have SquatchCon coming up. That is this weekend. Are you coming, Jonathan?
Absolutely. I'll be there. Minimum with my daughter. Might bring some of the family if they decide to go, but minimum with my daughter, who's like very interested in the subject.
Dude, so we are stoked to have you. I don't know, Stu, what do you think about giving him one of the VIP tickets? What do you think?
Let's do it, man. He's been on our podcast twice now with incredible stories and incredible stuff. Yeah, he's VIP ticket material.
Yeah, he's VIP material for sure. So,
man, I appreciate that.
You and your whole entire family are welcome to come, and we would love to have you. And it'd be super fun.
Cool. Yeah, it's exciting.
So
yeah, that's exciting. Cool.
Yeah,
very happy.
So, guys, we are so stoked for SquatchCon. We have worked really, really hard at this. Stu and I have, with a lot of the help with like Jonathan and with the celebrities that we've got coming. Doug Highcheck, I'm going to tell you guys right now, has been such a huge help. He's been working with me and Stu and with his kids, Blaine and Alex, trying to get everything done for the audio and the video for the all-exclusive worldwide release of this Bigfoot footage that Doug was actually able to enhance. And guys, you're going to be able to see a baby Bigfoot come off the back of a Bigfoot. Okay, I'm telling you guys right now, it's not something that you're going to want to miss. Okay, you're going to want to watch this either in person or online. Okay, guys. So you can find the link at squatchnut.com or squatchconidaho.com. But if you go to squatchnut.com, you'll be able to see at the very top of the page. Just click on that. It will take you right to where you need to go to get your tickets. If you get a t-shirt for $25, you get a free entry. So it's a pretty good deal, guys. Stu, tell us a little bit more about what is going to be going on at SquatchCon.
Yeah, so much stuff going on. Number one, if you've had a sighting or you've had an experience in the wilds, we're gonna have our board there, so you can put it on a 3x5 card and put it up there. Maybe if it looks right or whatever, we'll get you up on the stage and talk a little bit about your experience with Bigfoot. But definitely, we want to capture information from people who have had sightings and experiences. We're gonna have I think he's 8.5 foot tall, fuzzy Sasquatch there to get your picture taken with, and you can actually use focus on your camera. It's perfectly all right. What else we've got
Who wants to do that?
what's that?
It's some Bigfoot.
You'll see. You'll see the squatchy guy that's there. What else? We got a map that shows sightings in Idaho. Gonna love that. We're having on the stage, besides the world premiere, like I said, we're going to get some people to come up and talk about their experiences, but we're also going to have a Sasquatch calling contest. So think about, dust off your vocal cords. Think about coming up there. I don't know. Did we ever decide what we're going to do for an awesome prize for that? I don't know. We still have to figure that one out.
It's going to be an awesome prize. You're going to have to be there to know what it is. But it's going to be something that you're going to definitely want to get up there and try to mimic.
And if you're gonna hang around for the stuff that's happening on the stage, make sure you bring your own lawn chair. It's just going to be much more comfortable than anything we can rent or provide or anything like that. And we want you to be comfortable. Yep. And what else? That's a lot of stuff. I could go on and on.
That's a lot. But we've got splash pad going for the kids. We've got a great local artist who's going to be doing his own like acoustic guitar music that's like perfect Sasquatch themed bluegrass kind of a thing. So he'll be playing from 11 to 1. And then we have the speakers. We'll have the splash pad going for the kids. Kids 10 and under are free. Just want to make sure that everybody knows that. And then after the conference, what do we have, Stu? What are we going to be doing?
We're going to be having a VIP dinner. And it's going to be at Indian Creek Steakhouse, and you're welcome to come. We want everybody to be there. Whoever wants to mingle with our celebrities who are coming, the Cliffs, the Dr. Meldrums, those guys. What else?
Yep.
What else? We got so much going on. We're going to forget to say something, and then say, "Oh man, we should have said that too."
If you guys
because that's always what happens, right?
Right. Well, and a lot of people have been like, are we going to be able to meet these celebrities? Like, absolutely, guys. They're going to have a booth, each and every one of them. So you can go meet Dr. Meldrum. You can go meet Cliff Brackman. You can go meet Michael Freeman and Brian King Sharp. Get pictures with them, get their autographs, buy some of their really, really cool merch.
That's what I was going to say. If you guys have ever been to a Bigfoot conference, you'll see that Dr. Meldrum makes some excellent, excellent replicas. That he can even tell you about if you ask him. And he makes some of the cleanest stuff. Michael Freeman has some great prints too. He's got that. I hope you'll be bringing them. It sounds like he travels with them. He's got that hand print. He's got a couple other ones. I think he sells a few that his dad cast. But yeah, they sell great prints. So bring some. Yep. I'm not even working for these guys, but I'm just saying maybe a Bigfoot enthusiast, bring some money because the casts.
Oh yeah, right on. There you go.
Anywhere.
Online.
No, yeah, anywhere. I
Cliff has his
Cliff has
arsenal of
his-
stuff.
yep,
So
yep.
NABC shirts and stuff that he sells.
Yep. So, guys, we want to make this like the biggest, the coolest SquatchCon Idaho has ever put on. And it's not just for us, it's for everybody, because we want to do this again next year. We want to have these guys come back, and we want them to be like, guys, that was the best SquatchCon or Squatch Fest, whatever you want to call it, that we've ever been to. And we want to do this
Squatch
again.
gathering. There we go. Yeah.
Ooh, there you go. There you go. So make sure that you guys spread the word. Get on your guys' YouTubes, get on your Facebooks, your Instagrams, your TikToks, whatever it is, and help us spread the word, because this is going to be a SquatchCon to remember, a SquatchCon that has never been done before, and we can't
and a world premiere of a video. I mean, that's
Yep.
never happened before.
It's never happened before, ever. And when we say world, we mean
Right.
world, guys. We have people from Iceland. We have people from the UK. We have people from Canada who are going to be viewing this live.
They've purchased the link so that they can watch it go live while it's live at SquatchCon. I mean, that's amazing to me. Amazing.
That is
worldwide.
amazing. We're going to play a really cool commercial here at the very end that was actually created and made by a great YouTube channel called This Week in Bigfoot. These guys nailed it. And so we're going to play this commercial because it's going to be the last time it's played before SquatchCon. But before we do that, I just want to give a huge shout out and a huge thank you again to my really good friend, Jonathan Easley here. Go check his channel out, guys. Seriously, Western Bigfoot Exploration. It is by far some of the best stuff. We have plans to be working together, trying to do some other footages, trying to make it a little bit different. And I'm telling you right now, guys, is legit. So go check him out. Really appreciate it. Thanks again for the present, man.
Thanks. Of course. Yeah.
That was so awesome. So we're going to play the commercial here in just a second. But while we do that, I'm just going to say I'm going to sign off from my end, Stu. So I'm Brandon Hoffines with Squatchnut, one of the coolest sponsors for Beyond the Footcast or Beyond the Footprints. And then Stu
Johnson signing out from SquatchCon, Idaho. And I expect to see you there on Saturday.
Are you ready to uncover the mysteries of Bigfoot? Join us for SquatchCon Idaho 2023. This year, we're bringing the magic directly to your screen or join us in person. Witness the world premiere of the enhanced Paul Freeman Bigfoot footage. Doug Hychek discovered a secret within this enhanced video you'll have to see to believe. Hear from an all-star panel of Bigfoot experts like Dr. Jeffrey Meldrum, Cliff Barackman, Brian King-Sharp, and Michael Freeman. Get exclusive online bonuses such as Bigfoot-themed wallpapers, a Bigfoot coloring book, an interactive Bigfoot quiz, Squatch Nut Field Guide, get a copy of the Freeman Bigfoot Files ebook, and more. Whether you attend in person or watch it live online, you'll be part of an unforgettable experience. Don't miss out on this unique opportunity. Secure your spot today. SquatchCon Idaho 2023. Step into the unknown.